Welcome. Welcome. I'm Stephen Garvey with National Citizens Alliance. So we have some of our distinguished members with us tonight. We're going to be discussing these DAB passports. To begin this dialogue tonight, I should add your comments and we will address them. By the end of it, this is a very serious topic and this is reality. I ask our guests tonight to make sure I'm not on speaker because I'm getting some feedback there. Maria?
Yes.
Yeah. You can't be playing the thing, and otherwise it gets into a feedback loop. It should be
I'm not I'm
slowly.
not moving. I'm not
All right,
moving.
it can only be through a headset.
I am
Otherwise,
using a headset. See?
because I'm
I'm using
getting
a
an
headset.
echo right now.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah, and then come in when you want. But we're going to go through. We got 6 mainstream articles. It'll show a time frame starting in early May. We know what the Prime Minister Trudeau was saying, that there will not be any DAB passports. Well, that's out the window now. Now they're saying they're going to conform to the international allies, what they're doing. So uh, that's pretty weak, very weak. It's saying whatever our allies are going to do, we're going to do. So it's a cop out. So all these other countries are saying the same thing. Oh, what our allies are going to do, we're going to do. So that's the game we're in. It's really unfortunate. The Privacy Commission is part of this. Remember, you don't have any right to privacy in Canada. There's no constitutional right to privacy. The Privacy Commission is just to smooth it over. The government spies on you. The government has dragnet surveillance. They're setting up cameras across this country. We know that. CSIS, other organizations spy on Canadians. There's nothing holding them back. There's no right to privacy in this country. And that's just a facade, what they're doing. But let's get into this first article because this will really tell you what's going on. But what the media is doing is priming the public for this. They're all working in concert. And we're going to talk about the implications once this is in there. It's going to impact freedom. It's going to pressure people to do something they may not want to do. Very disturbing. So the first article here. So this is priming the public. It says Canada will align with DAB passports with international allies. And this is Trudeau. So he's doing a backflip here because he said there's no way we would ever do this. That was a month earlier. And look, they got the cell phones they're going to use. They're going to be on people's cell phones. That was in May. He was even waffling them. They may require international travel. You know, what's the next step on this? They talk our partners, you know, they want to align with allied countries. You know, the bloc is fully behind this as well. Surprisingly, we should quote. We should recognize the jurisdiction in every country territory to define what is a safe DAB or not. Then allow the circulation of people who can carry proof of that. So that's pressuring people to do this. So it gets into there's no mandatory DAB, but this is actually another way to pressure people. And they're claiming to do everything necessary to protect Canadians. We're going to do that. Puppet Trudeau says. Puppet Trudeau of the central banks. And then they bring in polls, using the polls to justify this. They say 61% of Canadians that only people have been vaccinated should be allowed to do things that involve large groups, such as public transit, flying, attending cultural sports events. The survey says. So they're using the survey industry, the polls. It's unbelievable what's going on, Maria. And these polls, anyone who knows anything about polls, how you define the question, who you're asking, when you're asking, all those type of things color the poll. So they're basically paying for a result, the government, whoever's funding these polls, and they're using that to justify it. If we go to the second article here, this is on the Privacy Commission. This was on May 19th. Privacy and DAB passports. And they're going on, they're trying to make it as if they care about privacy of Canadians. They talk about necessity, effectiveness, proportionality. But they have, there's no right to privacy. So this is just words. That has no meaning. There's no constitutional right to privacy. The government can do whatever they want. And the Privacy Commission is just smoothing it over, right? That's all this is. And they talk about the DAB passport can take a number of different forms. Digital certificate presented on a smartphone app or a paper certificate. But it's essential functions to provide an individual with a verified means of proving that they have dabbed in order to travel to gain access to certain location services. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What's going on? We're going to shift to another article that goes into this further. This one right here. And this is on May 26th, just yesterday, how the DAB passports for global travel will work. So they're priming the public. Now they're saying how it'll work. You got the Privacy Commission saying it's all right as long as it's proportionate, Trudeau's flip-flopping, the government's flip-flopping. So they're talking about mobile apps to prove that they have the DAB. And they're saying the European Union, China, Japan are all working on their digital DAB certificates for cross-border travel. Unbelievable. China didn't even have that many cases, at least reported officially. There's testing underway in the EU on digital certificate. Looks like it'll be travel apps on smartphones. That's what they're gonna be pushing for. And obviously the airline industry lobby is behind this partly. They want to get travel up to speed as much as possible. Qantas, Japan Airlines, Emirates, British Airways, Virgin Atlantic have signed up to it. They said this would negate 10-day quarantine. That's why one of their justifications to get people to do it. They're talking about fake ones, security, privacy. There's claims that these DAB passports will be used to control people, restrict freedom, erode privacy. And then the developers stress minimal personal data is kept on phones. The only thing is transmitted encryption keys. So they're justifying this again. So I'm going to shift to another article. Thank you for your comments. We're going to get to them. But let's get to another article. Look at this here. I can't believe this. So this is how they're using polls to manipulate people. No, thank you. It says, quote, many Canadians support potential DAB passport for international travel. So they're using polls to justify it. And this came out today on Globalist News. And they're using Angus Reid Institute. So they actually hired Angus Reid to get this outcome. That's what, polls, you got to look at who's paying for it, how the questions are phrased, when they're asking, who they're asking, how they're asking, to see what kind of outcome they're getting. I certainly wasn't asked. So you see the agenda of the establishment. They're using the media, the government, other countries. They're using polls. They're claiming that 76% of Canadians would support a mandatory proof of vaccination to the U.S., 79% for other countries south of the border. 1 in 5 would not support the idea. And this is according to some poll. And we'd have to look into that poll to find all the flaws in it. But they're using it to justify what they're doing. Wow, yeah, it just goes on justifying their agenda. And they're saying it also showed that 59% of Canadians are concerned about catching the virus lockdown, So this is just another example. And we're going to shift to another article here, which shows further what we're dealing with. And this is from the Angus Reid Institute site. Oh my God. And they're pushing it. And so they're the catalyst. All the media organizations are picking up these polls. They're talking about the findings. But, we'd have to dissect this poll and find out how they came to this outcome, what kind of questions they were asking. I think they asked 1,600 people, but still, who do you ask? When did you ask? What age group? When someone buys a poll, they're looking for an outcome. So we'll get to this last one I'm going to show today, and we'll show how these polls are being used. This is in Forbes magazine. This was actually on May 1st. I don't know how they knew this on May 1st. Canada will require using a DAB passport for entry. Then they say, quote, a significant majority of Canadians like the idea of DAB passport for international travel. It appears that their government is going to deliver the solution. So they make it as if it's coming from the people. Unbelievable. Canadian Health Minister Patty Hajdu says her government supports the idea of a DAB passport and will come up with a form of DAB certificate to allow vaccinated Canadians to travel internationally. Wow. Look at all the pretense. And then they're talking about 78% agree. This is the Ipsos survey, another survey. And they're claiming that 71% Americans agree. Oh my God. I can't believe this. Maria, we're going to want to hear from you, your comments on this now. But go ahead, weigh in, Maria. Like, this is a huge machine behind this.
Yeah, it's interesting to learn about those polls. I think a lot of it's predictive programming, right? trying to
Yes, it
prime.
is.
Yeah, prime
They're priming the
the
public.
reader.
They're justifying it. They're
Yeah,
trying to tell people what to think, what they should believe.
yeah.
There's no
It's
mention of the impact on freedom, privacy, how this is. I would argue this is almost like a form of mandatory dab right now.
mm-hmm,
There's
mm-hmm.
and there's a guest who couldn't join us tonight, Philip. Um, he's unable to get work in healthcare unless he takes the dab. And I know there's people in certain companies, same thing.
It's crazy.
Maria,
Yeah,
what
it's
do you
crazy.
think?
Yeah, it's crazy. And I've been keeping on a weekly uh, update on VARs. The adverse effects for the
Yes,
dab. Yeah. So
yeah,
and the numbers are just climbing, and you never hear about those numbers on mainstream
No.
media.
yes.
Yep.
Greta,
And
any comments on this?
Well, I actually was out yesterday, and a friend of mine said a friend of her friends had the dab, came home, and died in the driveway.
yeah,
It is disturbing, and I don't believe that they are reporting
no.
Yeah, it's
everything.
very concerning. So, Maria, what do you feel this is pressuring people now to do this?
Hey, this market.
There. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Just hold on. Hold on.
Do you feel, Maria, that there are people are being pressured now?
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, they're doing what they can to pressure people into taking the job. They can make it mandatory, but they're trying to, you know, scare you into doing it. And what's interesting is that the AstraZeneca has been banned in Europe and America, but we're getting them.
Yeah.
And every day the provincial health officer says, "Oh, it's so wonderful. These vaccines are so effective and they're working."
Yeah, yeah, you can't say stuff like that, Maria,
Yeah. Oh, what did I say?
because we can be censored the keywords.
Oh, okay. I just got
Yeah,
off
yeah,
guard. Okay. All right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You got
Okay.
to be careful.
Okay.
That's the world we live in. But I'm looking at this now, and it reminds me of China. How everyone's being tracked and traced. So with these on our cell phones, it's the same thing, isn't it? And it's funny how China is working with this too, eh? Maria, I can I can understand the airline industry wanting to because they've been just pounded into the ground, but they're going to want to keep expand the travel.
Yeah. But there's a lot of resistance too in the United States.
Yes.
And this is going to be mainly done by airlines, and airlines are corporations. I don't think the government, the federal government, provincial government are going to mandate it. It's going to come from the private sector.
Yeah,
That's
and
my understanding.
yeah, that's an excellent point. And then it's the government is just going to do what they want, right?
Yeah, they're probably going to go along with it, but it's mostly the corporations, supermarkets,
Yes.
yeah, people like that. So,
No, no, that's an excellent point. It's interesting how the government hides, eh? First they say no, 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 we're not going to do it. Now they're saying, well, we're going to do what our allies are doing.
mhm.
So then you get the PM in Australia, oh, we're going to do what our allies are going to do. Then you got the president of US saying we're going to do what our allies are doing. You see how they're all working in this loop.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's why we have to stay ahead of the game and keep fighting.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are surprised that this is coming. Are we?
No, we knew that was in the plan.
So what's after this? What's coming after this?
Communism.
More jabs.
More dabs.
More dabs. Yeah, more dabs.
Then more confirmation, right?
More
Of taking.
technology. more towers,
Yes.
that they
Yes.
can all work together, right? This is only the
Exactly.
beginning. This is only the beginning.
Oh my God, it's scary.
Yeah, but we got to
Uh,
keep fighting.
yeah. Jamie here. I'm going to look at this comment here, right here. Where is he? Right here. He said that's not going to fly in the U.S. People are finally standing up to them. Hopefully, Jamie's right on that. Maria?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Some countries are against them, like Florida, um, Texas,
Mhm.
right? Depending on the politics, the political climate.
And then he said here it came out that it was released from Wuhan, China lab. This came out this week. I know there was reports early on about that. Do we even want to believe this coming out of Fauci? Right? Do we? Maybe this is a misdirection. Right? We can't even confirm this, can we, Maria? This may be even a misdirection.
Mm, the only way that this will be proven is when they can find the actual financial transaction. 3.7 whatever $1 million were sent to
Sure,
the Wuhan lab.
sure.
And I believe that was the case, but they just have to get the paperwork to show the transaction, the money
So what do you?
funding.
You're obviously not going to get the dab, Maria. So you're going to sacrifice international travel, right?
I'm afraid so.
Yeah. What if they do it provincially? They could say, well, you can't go to another province.
I'll deal with it when I cross that bridge.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe my
Greta, what
doctor
about
will
you?
write me a note.
I absolutely refuse. I won't. I'd rather hide in the bush.
Yeah. Well, yeah, people are going to have to stay strong. Uh, we look at the media. Do not trust the media. Look at their agenda. It's just like the government. And Maria's right. There are big corporations behind this, behind the scenes. There's big corporate lobbies that are pushing this, and they're so manipulative. The media, the government. You see how they treat the people. They look at the Forbes. They make it as if it's coming from the people. Maria, this is an Orwellian society, without question.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all manipulation.
Deception.
Yes. Double speak,
Yeah.
Yeah.
newspeak. And a lot of our listeners know about George Orwell and his great works, but it's very pertinent today. We got to keep fighting. And that's the message from Maria, and I 100% agree. Uh, Share this, everyone. We can't add any more today, but it's very concerning where it's going. We're going to follow it closely and make sure that we speak up. Stay safe and stay connected to people you trust. And what's this here? This is from Satash. These are just the results on all these dabs. It said the U.S. DAB adverse event reporting system results was similar. Keep in mind that the VARS system is 3 months behind in backlog. There it is there. You see it, Maria, on the side here? Oh, wow. Just don't say any details, Maria. But that's echoing what you were saying. You see that? Deaths, multiple syndromes, serious injuries. Do you see it there on the side? Wow. This is I can't believe what's going on. Um,
Oh,
you
where
know,
did he get these numbers? Where is his source? Is it where did he get those numbers, by the way?
Yeah, I'm asking. Satash, could you please answer that? We'll wait for him to answer, but good numbers, eh? V, it's from the VAR system. Yeah, thank you, Jerry.
Yeah,
You see it
and
there?
one thing to add to that is that according to VARs, it's not up to date. Like it's still not accurate, but it gives you an indication, but it's not totally accurate either because it's always behind, and not everything gets reported. But it's still better than what we hear on mainstream media. Just want to make that point.
Yeah, good point. It's pointing in a different narrative, but
Oh, great!
they're going
In
to
Ontario.
implement DAB passports in Ontario.
Oh, okay.
So, what does that mean? Is that provincial then? You can't. Is that talking about provincial now? Cross provincial? Is that for international travel? Is that even to travel around the province? So I'm being reminded here of China again and their social credit system, Maria. How they're controlling everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't get into this, Maria, because of the algorithms. But this isn't coming out in the media at all.
Nope.
No.
Of
Thank you
course
for
not.
sharing that, Jerry. Yeah. And you saw the media. I put the media up there, and they're all working together. They're
Mm-hmm.
all in concert.
Yep. For sure.
I think they can't force it, but they're trying. If people comply, they will get it done. Yeah, and this will be interesting to watch what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like their approach is to hide behind each other, like our allies. We're all working together. They're
Mm-hmm.
going to say it's to make everyone safe, and they're using polls.
Yep. It's a psychological operation.
Yeah.
It is. I know people having it so they can travel. Look at that, Maria.
Yep. I know lots of friends who've done that. Yep.
So you view this on the psychological level.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of my friends have taken the job because they want to go traveling.
Yeah,
It's really sad.
And
it's really sad what's going on. And also, you see how the obedience say the way they're controlling people. You have to jump through this hoop. You have to do something to get the.
Mm-hmm.
You have to actually inject something in your body to do this.
Yep.
and it's experimental.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
That's
Yep. And the fundamental thing is has not been approved by the FDA. It's experimental injections. Informed consent, very important.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's so selfish because they're causing problems for the rest of us. So this is self-serving. I totally agree with you, Maria. It's driven by the corporate sectors.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yep.
government's in bed with them, and then you got the media, which is just a propaganda outlet.
Yeah. And
And
the,
you get
and
the
the,
polling. The
yeah.
privacy commission is just a charade,
Yeah.
pretending that there's privacy when there isn't.
Yeah.
Right? The whole thing
Yes.
is a joke.
Yeah.
And look at this, what he's saying: Canada, the UN globalist village. Right?
Mm-hmm.
On many different levels.
Yep. Yeah. They are coming. Yep. That's right. September. That's what I've heard. September 2021 is the Nuremberg trials.
And what's that pertaining
That would
to,
be
Maria?
nice.
Without getting us censored.
Rainer Fulmich,
Yes.
he's
Okay.
starting all that, and I heard that it's going to start in September. Yeah, they're going to start addressing the whole trial. So it's at least it's happening this year. We don't have to wait years and years. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. Greta brought this up before the meeting. This one here, Maria.
Yeah, the giving the kids the shot now.
The dab. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're pushing that
12,
on. Yeah.
12 years. Yeah, 12 years and up. They can make their own decisions.
Without consent of parents.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is deceiving because people need to understand the history of the UN in Canada. That it was the so-called conservatives in 1992 who adopted UN Agenda 21.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was in 2015 the so-called conservatives adopted UN Agenda 2030. So you can't single out the Trudeau. They're all in it together. You got to remember that. They work for the central banks.
Mm-hmm.
That's who they work for. Maria, you talk about corporation. Ultimately, it's the central banks they're working for.
Yes, they're all together. The central banks, the big giants, the corporations, the big tech, the technocrats, the corporations, the medical, big pharma. Yeah, the whole medical system's all tied together.
Bioweapon, Maria.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, pull out those nasty agendas. This is the framework of the Great Reset, UN Agenda 21, 2030. To put the DAB passports in context, it's a great way to. There's so many different levels to it, Maria, but it's almost implicitly forcing people to take it, right? And then it's about controlling them as well,
Mm-hmm.
conditioning them to control and following the steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Giving up their privacy, their freedom.
Yeah, surveillance.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, Jerry, that's just the truth of it. You're right. Yeah, unfortunately, it's the whole establishment cabal group. But it's important we stay. The main focal point is these central banks. We can't get away from that. And look what they're the ultimate criminals here. Look what they've done to our money supply. It's been going up and up and up. It's exponential now, and that's a hidden tax. That's inflation, and most Canadians, most people around the world don't understand that. And yes, the agenda's been in place, but he's pulling the final nail in the casket. Yeah, yeah, we'll have to see whether this is the final nail. No, I think we need to look to China to see where we're going. Wouldn't you agree, Maria?
Yeah, I mean,
They have that technocratic society, right?
yeah, yeah. The whole world is involved in this competition to see who can collect the most data, right? And they're sort of racing like each other to see who gets the first, all the technology in place and collecting all the data, right? So, and U.S. being the superpower, feels threatened by what China's doing.
Yeah, this is a
China's,
good.
yeah, China's way ahead, right? Because their
Yes, they
focus
are.
isn't, yeah, because their focus isn't in military. Their focus is on speed trains and technology and all kinds of things, right?
Surveillance, AI, right? But
Yeah.
the U.S. is catching up. I talked to a friend yesterday. Las Vegas
Mm-hmm.
is like a super 5G city now, and they support automated cars, self-driving cars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but look at her. She's totally right. Informed consent is not the same as being coerced, manipulate, deceit into taking a dab.
Yeah. We got to really know what our rights are so we can, say no.
So this is an attack. This is an attack on the individual, without
Of
question.
course. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, send it to us. Jerry, info at nationalcitizensalliance.ca. We'd be happy to look at that. We got to be careful. Some of this stuff has been fake in the past, made up, some of these leaks. So we got to be careful with that. Oh yeah, look at this. This spins off the IMF, 30 billion in extortion.
Mm.
Yeah, this is everything we've been saying. Destroying the system to bring in the Great Reset, and the most critical part of this is the financial reset. The central banks are now working on a digitalized, centralized currencies, and we know about the universal basic income. Look at that, unbelievable. Remove our mobility for the next stage to put environment above people. So this will roll out the AI technocracy, isn't it?
Hmm.
They're treating people like cattle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, Satash. This is unbelievable what's going on. It seems like there's a bunch of people awake, but it is a minority, a small minority. People are afraid to speak up.
Yep.
And if you're listening to the mainstream news, you're going to be lost.
Mm.
You're going to be completely adrift.
And living in fear every day.
So I guess the only thing we could say is keep fighting. Um, this is only the beginning, as Maria said. We're working. Ultimately, it's the Great Reset, which was articulated in the World Economic Forum. This is about the transformation into an AI technocracy. They talk about it at the World Economic Forum, merging the physical realm, the biological realm, and the digital realm all into one. This is what they're doing. Very, very concerning. Big question: if you become a GMO person, will you belong to the company that dabbed you? Wow. That's taking it on another level, isn't it? Because you know what she's saying is that dab's going to change you, transform you in some way biologically, so therefore they may claim ownership over you. Yeah, look at the media. Yeah, it's horrendous. This is the world we live in. It's completely Orwellian. Yeah, this microchip stuff, I think people need to update the terminology. I would say nanochipped. Like we're talking nanoparticles now, which are even smaller than microchips, right? So it's nanoparticles. When the dab is patented, it's not you, it's their product in you. And what's in that product? That would be interesting to knowing. The nanoparticles isn't made up. Wow, that's crazy, eh? Yeah, this is dividing people, and this is a whole nother issue here. Those the dabs, in contrast to the non-dabs, and the government is feeding into that, saying the dabs can travel, the non-dabs can't. So it's creating massive division in society.
Even between husband and wife.
Yeah, that's the agenda there. Um, I would argue, it's the central bankers that are ultimately behind this. They want to transfer Canada, but they want to transfer the entire world into what's called an AI technocracy, which has many different layers to it. The most important is the financial layer, which will showcase a digitalized centralized currency. And the Federal Reserve came out about a week ago saying they will be working on one over the summer. China has one, other countries are bringing ones out. The cryptocurrencies are in decline right now. They're under a lot of pressure, and these are the institutions and the system. They feel threatened by those cryptos because they're competing with the reserve currency and other currencies. So follow the money, as another person says. Yeah, yeah. Look at this. Yeah, I'd like to see proof of that. If you can send us actual proof of that on these nanobots, is there like some kind of scientific study that exposed this? It'd be good to know. And what are these nanobots? What's the purpose of them? What are they doing? We need to uncover that, Maria. See, Harvard Biochair, University of Alberta, biomedical engineering decreased last month.
Cease.
Deceased
Decease.
last month. He has 400 patents. Wow, look at this. That's good. That's good there. Um, there's Sandra saying that, breaking. Can you send us proof of that, Sandra, at info@nationalcitizensalliance.ca? We'd like to see that. Learn more about that technology. That was one of my principal concerns too, Greta. What else are in these dabs?
You hear all kinds of things, really.
Yeah.
Like almost cannibalism. Fetus DNA is what I.
Look up Dr. Sherry Tapin. Follow the money and everything. Follow the money in the polls. Who's funding these polls? Follow the money in all this.
And SM-102 is one of the ingredients in the dab. You heard about that?
No. Can
Yeah.
you?
It's a chemical that they add in the dab, and it causes cancer and all kinds of breakdown of your bodily functions.
Why would they add that to it? Is that part of depopulation?
Yeah, they're just trying to make people sick, and you know. But definitely, I can send you a link on that what I've looked up, so I can definitely send you a link afterwards.
So why would they want to make people sick?
Good question. I mean, there's all kinds of things in the ingredients, right? It's not just SM-102, but there's
Yeah.
aluminum, there's, tissues, formaldehyde, all kinds of things in there.
Wow.
But when you ask the doctor or anybody about the ingredients, no one wants to talk about it. It's not listed on the box. None of the ingredients is ever listed. Right? They don't want anyone to know.
Yeah, and then the media covers it up and they censor people who talk about it.
Yep.
And then they push their polls and they push the fake alliances. This is a source, Maria. It's in the archive of the Children's Health Defense.
Mm-hmm.
So you know.
Okay. Yep. I'm familiar with Carrie Madej. Yes.
Look at that. In the UK, they're talking about a third wave over those who had 2 shots. Do you understand what that means? What third wave are they? Is that a third wave of DABs, or is that a third wave of
Who had
viral
2
lockdown?
shots? Third wave. That I don't.
Variant.
Over those who had 2 shots. I thought they were referring to a variance now.
Yeah. Look at this here. I don't know if you're familiar with this doctor.
I am.
He's done
Yes.
a lot on transhumanism, and that's at the core of the AI technocracy.
Yeah, it's Dr.
The
Carrie Madej.
transhumanism of union physical, biological, and digital all into one. Very concerning. How could this be good for humanity?
It's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're dealing with psychopaths.
Look, pluripotent stem cells grow cancer. Maria?
Mm-hmm. I'm reading it.
That's scary, isn't it?
Instance. That's right. Right. Yep. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's our consensus here too, Jerry. And they're testing us. It's not just the dab. They're testing us, as Maria said, on a psychological level, what they can do, how they can manipulate people, and push them.
Mm-hmm.
To what degree? What can they get away with? It's all incremental steps.
Mm-hmm.
Incrementally.
Yeah. Same as with our rights and freedoms, how far they can push us.
Yeah. Thank you, Satash, for sending that. We may have to do a follow-up on this, Maria, when we
Okay.
get this new information.
Mm-hmm.
Look there, Maria.
Yes. Yeah, Dr. Mike Yeadon, yeah, he's another good source of information. Dr. Michael Yeadon.
Yeah, and you're familiar with this group too, Maria. Vaccine Choice.
Yes.
They have information on it as well.
Yes.
Look, those who are infected with it. Show that. Look at that, Maria.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So look at that. It's like a loop now, eh? It's a self-fulfilling loop.
Mm-hmm.
Maria? Yeah, don't read that out, but
Okay.
that's another perspective on that, the variant.
Yeah, there is no such thing as a variant.
Yeah. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, Michael Yeadon talks about that. Dr. Michael
Okay.
Yeadon. Yeah.
And then we're getting into this. We have
And he's
to be
another
careful.
one. Dr.
Cancer impacts.
Yeah.
Wow, that's scary, isn't it? So do you think this sums it up here? It's not about us, it's about making money, but it's also about control, isn't it?
Control. Control. Yeah.
And these are psychopaths, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
These are people, they could be multi-billionaire, approaching trillionaires,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and they want to control everyone.
Yes.
They want to create the world they want.
Yep. And
And you can make your case. Yeah, go ahead, Maria.
if we are less in numbers, it's easy for them to manage us. That's what they said. If we reduce it by 30-40%, we're easier to manage.
So you're
So
talking
that's why,
depopulation.
yes,
But
yes,
remember too, AI technocracy, there'll be about, it could be up to 40-50% job loss.
definitely.
So they don't need all these people.
No.
They're going to have robotics,
Mm-hmm.
AI drones, AI
Yep.
machines. They don't need all these people.
No. It's all about them making
Yeah.
their systems work, testing it on us, and
And you see that in the media, how they target certain people, right? And they practice their propaganda, and how to destroy someone, destroy an
mm-hmm.
organization, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you heard
There's
of this doctor?
yes, I mentioned him three
Yeah.
times. Dr. Michael Eden. Yeah, he's a very good source, very credible.
Look, just shows
Mm-hmm.
people don't investigate; they go blindly. Most people do. If you follow the mainstream media, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be lulled into that.
Yes.
Yeah, they've been working on this for years. 100%. People can't. People need to understand this has been going on since at least post World War II,
Yeah.
with their globalist agenda.
The other day, I watched a documentary from Dr. David Martin, and he talked about this whole thing that it's been going on for hundreds of years, and starting with life insurance. It's all a scam as well. So I can send you that link as well.
Yeah. Wow. And we're not even talking about the financial markets. What's going to happen when they crash? How many
Mm-hmm.
people are going to be hurt? Pension funds. Yes, they are. They don't care about humanity. This can entail a lot of different things, right? Basic survival.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing, too, is get out of the fiat currencies, navigate away from the fiat currencies. Maybe one way to protect your wealth. And that could lead into either cryptos, precious metals, real estate.
Mm-hmm.
They want to confiscate the real estate. Isn't that what the reset is about?
It could come to that too. Yeah, they would probably crash it first. If the economy crashes, interest rates go up. There could be a lot of foreclosures.
Mm-hmm.
Greta, that's one
Yeah.
way they could get their hands on people's properties. There is no right to private property in Canada, by the way, too, constitutionally. Let's be clear about that. Just as there's no right to privacy, there's no right to private property in this country.
Hmm.
And I'm talking constitutionally, Maria.
Yeah. Why are we still paying property taxes then if we
Yeah.
don't own anything? That's a scam too.
People will be tracked by the DAB. That's obvious. Yeah, that's coming through the smartphones. And the important, we need to look ahead. What's coming next? This is creating a precedent. So we have to worry about
Mm-hmm.
what's coming next. I haven't heard of this. We're going to have to look into. Oh yeah, the Wildlands project. So this is to take land, Greta,
Yes.
to get everyone moving into urban environments.
Yes, I know that.
Look,
Population centers
dependency on.
of sick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. And it's going to be, you got to take the next one. You got to take the next one. What's going to happen in the fall, Maria?
Well, the flu
Is there,
season's gonna come, and
we're going to have flu, right?
yeah, the flu
Just be
season will
careful here.
come. Okay. Yes. And I heard from a couple of doctors that those who got the dab will suffer the most because they're going to be exposed to the real thing.
Wow.
And there's going to be more lockdowns, I predict.
In the fall?
Yep. They're just going to bring things up and then lock it down, bring things down and then lock it up. It's going to go in waves. That type of wave.
And
Up
keep
and down.
people in keep everyone in a perpetual state of fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Environment
submission.
lockdowns as well. Sorry.
Yeah. Look here. It's all subliminal messages, of course. You got to read between the lines. And look at the machine behind this. What we show today in Canada is happening in all Western countries and non-Western countries through their media.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to say that it's interesting how across Canada this week, all of the politicians saying, "Oh, we've got this startup plan for Canada." They're all coming all at once, right?
Coordinated.
Ontario, BC, Alberta, they're all happening. Why all of a sudden this week? Case numbers
It's
are all
all
different.
Because it means the opposite.
Right?
That's right.
Such a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's all orchestrated.
And while they're at the same time they're pushing the DAB passports. Maria?
Yeah. Well, primarily
see-
first to get as many people dabbed as much as possible first. That's
Yeah.
the first step.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're really magically trying to push that. Oh, we will get back to normal if you do the dab.
Yeah, they're wasting tax dollars on flyers.
Mhm.
Maria? They're
Yeah,
also
they're-
doing census now.
Yeah, we will open if you do this. If you
They're
dab,
doing
we
a
will-
national census.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's part of the Great Reset. That's social engineering.
Mhm.
They're getting the data, all the ethnic data and everything, so they can socially engineer the society to how they want.
Yep.
Maria?
Mhm. Yep. That's in place. That's
I
the
don't watch
plan.
TV. I can't believe the ads now with the dab and face covering. Yeah, Jerry, it's unbelievable. I noticed on the TV, I don't watch TV, but there's a lot of commercials now So I'm expecting that there may be a pickup in the economy, but then something's going to happen. But we're heading into more inflation, Maria.
Mhm.
With all this demand that's funded by central banks, creating
Yeah.
short supplies is pushing inflation.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's when people are really going to feel it too.
Yeah. And food costs are going up. So every time you go to the supermarket, your groceries are getting more and more expensive.
Yes, they are. And look at technology is the key. Yeah, 100%. We've been saying that all along, Sandra. People don't realize that 5G, 6G, 7G, a lot of that technology. Then we get into the biotechnology, Maria,
Mhm.
right? It's all interconnected. They call it the fourth industrial revolution.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the truth here, Maria.
Yep. Yep. But it will be interesting to know how sustainable this new platform will be. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be that sustainable. The one world government, the technocracy, I don't know if it's really that sustainable.
People are going to be controlled, cattle.
Yeah.
It's going to be like brave new world. right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going into
Yeah.
there's already the online censorship. Big Brother is going to be just pick up a book of Orwell. It's like coming right out of that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's
Well,
going on.
yeah. Well, one way out of it is to stay away from technology. Don't use your phone. Don't use your computer as much as you can. Just turn it off.
But anything 5G related is heavy censored. Yeah, depending where you are. We've actually done a lot on 5G, but I don't think we've faced that type of censorship yet.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see. So this is another option for people to protect themselves is precious metals. I'm not promoting that, but the value of precious metals, it gets you out of the fiat currencies, and they're at severe risk right now. So think about that. Protect your wealth, your barterability. It's
Mm-hmm.
not a bad idea. And gold is soaring up, Maria.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's talk of gold reaching 5,000 an ounce. It could be even higher, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's one way to protect yourself. They want you to consume and waste your money, but
Mm-hmm.
why don't you buy some precious metals, right? Instead,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
don't just throw your money away on consumer goods you don't need. You
Yeah.
know, protect
Yeah.
protect your wealth, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
This is related to another comment about the banks,
Won't be
but
allowing. What are they not allowing?
I'm not sure. Total meltdown, collapse, maybe of the Federal Reserve. Um I'm not sure, but the central banks are between our corner now, Maria, because they're spending so much debt now. Inflation
Mm-hmm.
is going up, but yet they can't increase the interest rates.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be as soon as they start to mention interest rates going up, it could trigger a collapse. They won't be allowing cryptos to compete. They're already trying to push them down right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should expect centralized digitalized currency coming up, especially into 222. That's another way to control everyone, Maria. They will have instantaneous knowledge of everyone's transactions through
Yeah. It's
digitalized centralized currency.
yeah. It's although it's still gonna be hard to get rid of all the paper money and coins
But
around the world.
they could ban use of it. They'll say you cash them into the digitalized currency. We're gonna make them worthless by this date,
Yeah.
and
I
then
don't know. We'll
they get
see.
everyone into a digitalized centralized currency. They can manipulate people through there. You will have zero privacy through that,
Yeah. But
right?
it's yeah. But
I'm
as
just looking at where it's going. It's heading in
yeah.
that direction
Yeah.
right now.
But as
And then
Catherine, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, he's saying we may have to get rid of phones.
That's not gonna. I don't know.
But the
Cell
problem with
phones.
this, Maria, if you take this approach, then you can isolate yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you could
Yeah.
be working with people on the ground locally, but then you're isolated. Right now, we have an opportunity to talk to all these people, right? They
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
could be they're all in different countries, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just have to use a different method, like we did in the olden days.
160 more injections coming. Projection.
What kind of injections?
Dabs.
It will be endless, and
This is
maybe
this. No, this is on the point now. This is what's happening, Maria.
Mm-hmm.
It's weakening Greta,
yes.
Yeah, I know.
hijacking, and that's putting these people at risk. And that's what Maria said. If there's a when there is flu in the fall, these people could be at real risk because the immune system's very weak, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Coming in
Oh my
contact with
God!
the real
Look,
virus.
Maria.
Yeah, to the wild virus or the real virus. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, it'll be
And
interesting.
what's that, Maria? What do you like? You're talking with just a natural occurring
Yeah, like
virus.
the corona
You can't
virus,
say that. Yeah.
Oh,
corona
I think
beer.
cold is corona, I believe.
Look.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, some people are forced to comply. If they don't wear them, they don't have a job, right?
Hmm.
If they don't wear them, maybe they rely on public transport. They can't get from A to B, right? So,
Without getting
pe-
harassed. Yeah, and people
yeah,
don't want to get harassed. Yeah,
and people need to understand that people may be wearing the mask who don't want to wear them, but they're forced to comply.
yeah.
It's like now, if they want to go to Hawaii or something, or they want to go to down to the Caribbean for a holiday,
Hmm.
they're going to have to get the job the way it's looking, or they don't go. So they're going to have to make a choice.
Yep.
I'm just going to go through a few more, Maria, because these are insightful. Do you understand this in layman terms, Maria?
I do.
What does it say, Greta? Just without getting us censored.
No, it's saying shedding. So actually, those who are dabbed could give it to someone else.
Oh, wow.
I would say just look up shedding.
Yeah,
It's
fair enough.
terrible, really.
Wow, that's scary.
It is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. People got to be stronger and understand.
And that's why they suggested that people who haven't been dabbed should improve their immune system so that they can weather through the fall.
Yeah, yeah. Maria, look, shedding was done on animals, wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to be careful here. Don't mention the last words here. We were censored on Facebook for this to mention that, but I'm going to move that. But I just want to emphasize it's not all about Trudeau. Trudeau is the current front puppet of the central banks. Okay, people need to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
He's easily replaceable with someone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know about that.
Look here, Maria. Don't mention the word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. The truth is coming out through the people, isn't it?
Yep.
How they're hearing things. This is what he's saying. Stock up on everything, especially in the context of inflation. You could argue, make a case that you should be stocking up on goods that are not perishable over a long time.
And forget the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Will I be censored?
Yeah, this is true here. They don't understand 5G's connection and all this. Um, NCA, we've got some pushback from some people, but we've gotten a lot of support because we see the big picture on 5G, 6G, 7G,
Mm-hmm.
on what's going on. This is one of the main engines behind the Great Reset, and we would
Yep.
argue there's a lot of harm, uh, harm to one's health and privacy through this. This 5G will allow them to run all their facial recognition cameras, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, it's going to run the automation, self-driving cars.
Yeah,
It's running the whole technocracy. So
yeah,
you can't ignore the 5G.
yeah. Right now, there's a lot of homes that have smart meters. So they're also going to bring in the smart appliances, right? So
Yeah,
the Internet of Things. So starting with your home, they're already using smart meters. So
yeah, exactly. Maria, look at this. This isn't the first time they reset the people. And what are you referring to, son? Explain that to us. I wonder what he. Obviously, this isn't something new. This global social engineering, or
yeah, what does he mean by the word reset? Is that programming? Is that mind control? Is that MK Ultra? You know?
yeah, because the Great Reset is affecting all aspects of human life. You could argue the whole planet. Um, it's economic, social,
Yeah,
environmental. It's on so many different levels.
yeah.
Financial.
I mean, sometimes I have to reset my computer, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's been planned for a very long time. And remember, everyone, it's incremental steps.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
they divide people. They have one establishment party in, then they have another one, and it's just the same agenda. They change the face, right? We all know this is going on.
Yeah. So just going back to 2010, 2009, they try to pull the same thing with the swine flu.
What did they do?
So with the swine flu in
Yeah.
2010, that try to do the same thing. They try to put in the vaccine and everything.
Oh, wow.
So, and I read that after 53 deaths, they actually halted the jab. But look at the deaths now, and nothing is halted yet.
And the media was more honest back then.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't understand
I've
this.
seen
Third
that.
day your phones when shopping. How can they contact trace you without your permission? Can they actually access your phone while you're in the store?
Well, so say you're logging on to their internet while you're in the supermarket,
Oh, I see.
right? Right, and then
Yeah.
the
Then
also
they
the
get
QR,
access. They do that.
yeah, and then
That's what
also
they
the
do in
Q,
the airport. As soon as you log in at the
yeah,
airport, they're into your
exactly,
system.
and
Yeah.
also in restaurants, the QR code to look at their menu, you're already being tracked,
Wow.
right? Yeah, and that's happening in Hong Kong. When you go to a restaurant, you go into the code with your phone, and you're already being tracked.
Yeah, I've seen that. I know they do that in. Yeah, I've seen that in Hong Kong now. They actually
Yeah,
implemented that. Like
yeah,
like you pay with your phone.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Or
kind of like,
right now, you go to a restaurant, they don't give you a menu. There's a code, and each time you put that
oh,
code on your phone, they're tracking you.
they're tracking you. Yeah, they have
Hmm.
access to your phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
They may not
And
like.
look at this comment here. Look at this one.
Yeah, yeah. I read that.
So
Yeah,
those are good, eh?
yeah.
I've heard
But
about the pine needles. Sorry.
yeah, pine needles. No, go ahead.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't tried it, but I have absolutely heard it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's a good one, Jerry. Silver's a good one because it's compared to gold, it's at a very lower cost, Maria,
Mm-hmm.
and has
Yes.
very upside potential.
Right.
And it also has it's used as a currency as well as has industrial use.
Mm-hmm.
So it's used in solar panels, and I think it's used in batteries for EVs as well.
Oh, okay. Silver.
So commodities,
Mm-hmm.
they don't want you going into these, by the way, right? They want you
Yeah.
to hang on to your fiat currency. They don't want you into gold or silver or
Yeah, I know.
some
There's a
other some
there's
other
been
asset.
there's been a lot of shortage on gold and silver coins. So if you try to buy it, you have to wait a long time. There's a shortage.
Yeah, but I find it's reducing. So depending
Mm-hmm.
on your supplier,
Yeah.
and you want to get it while the price is good. So
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
price could skyrocket. There's
Mm-hmm.
a depending on your view. So
Yep.
we're going to go into that another time.
Yep.
I'm not sure about what they did here, Maria.
Switzerland just did that with their currency.
Oh my God, that's scary.
That's been for a while.
Look at this. They're copying the Federal Reserve.
Cryptocurrency artifacts.
See, they're all moving to the digitalized, centralized currency.
Hmm.
And you know what they're going to argue too? The papers are, oh, they can pass viruses, eh? The papers are dirty, right?
Yeah.
They're
Right.
gonna they're gonna make that argument, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna say, oh, it'll be lower taxes, it'll be more
Yeah.
efficient, right?
How come they didn't take it away when we had SARS, H1N1, TB, and Ebola, right? Why didn't they take the currency away back then? Why? Why now?
Yeah.
Weird. Doesn't make sense.
Look at they want people to not spend. They keep the interest. They've already digitalized here. I don't know if they can, but they're trying already. Yeah, well, they're forced to keep the interest rates down because they've added so much debt. The central banks, Jerry. If they add the interest rate, the debt service payments will go. Like it'll be. They won't be able to make the debt service payments. So that's why they're in a real bind right now. So we're going to see inflation probably go up higher and higher. Eventually, they're going to have to increase the interest rates, Maria. I'm going to argue,
Mm-hmm.
and that could trigger a crash.
Yeah.
But the crash may be the catalyst for their new financial reset, Maria, into these centralized, digitalized currencies, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're
Right.
already doing a coordinated attack on the cryptocurrencies, which they view as a threat, right? Bitcoin's been under massive attacks
Mm-hmm.
over the last 2 weeks, and it's been falling.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, this is critical to everyone. Keep your immune system up.
Yep.
And you want, I've been taking vitamin D now, but now that we're more into summer, Maria, I don't think I need to take as much because I'm getting it from the sun.
Yes. Yes. You can take vitamin C then.
Vitamin C, or you can do it naturally too. Oranges
Yes.
and
Yes.
other citrus, right?
Yes. 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 And berries and whatnot. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, you want to keep your immune system up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about living a healthy lifestyle. If you're doing drugs and alcohol excessively, that's going to weaken your immune system. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
You want to keep that in moderation. You want to get it's just basic. You want to get proper sleep and make
Yep.
sure you look after your health.
Yep. And basic stress levels. You don't want to, stress yourself out all the time or live in fear. That's going to bring down your immune system.
Maria,
Yes.
transmitting.
Is real.
Is that shedding as well?
Transmitting. Yeah. You're transmitting a disease or transmitting something.
Thanks, Sandra. Yeah, we saw those links. Shedding takes place for 10 days, Maria.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, I read that. Yep.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, baby died.
Yeah,
after
yeah,
being
don't.
breast.
Yeah, yeah. But you never hear that in the mainstream media, do you?
No.
No.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of research that's been done on it, Jerry. The Soviet Union actually did good research on the millimeter wave, so there's some indication of what kind of impact it's going to have, and it's not good. And we're seeing in Canada now, Jerry, they've started to deploy a low-level 5G at 3.665 gigahertz, and we've had people contacting us complaining of short-term health effects, increased pressurized headaches, insomnia, and other symptoms.
There's plenty of studies on 5G.
Yes, there
Definitely,
is.
there is
Yeah, I think
mountains
there
and
is
mountains
too.
of
Yeah,
there is
we've actually
mountains.
documented quite a bit.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, definitely, and there's definitely lots of adverse effects from the dab. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. One place that'll be of interest is Las Vegas, Maria. It's actually a 5G zone,
Hmm.
and they've actually, the city of Las Vegas has allowed, I talked to a friend of mine who was down there, but they have 5G towers up everywhere now in Las Vegas, and they're fully behind the self automation
Hmm.
via the technocracy, self driving cars.
Right.
So you're going to see it's going to be like another Wuhan there.
Wow.
Yeah, Las
And
Vegas.
and that happened throughout the pandemic. They started installing all of that technology.
Yeah, it's all being installed. The city council supported it. They're going full
Yeah.
ahead
Yeah.
with the self driving. So it's going to be all the 5G set up, right? In order to have the self driving, you need the connection consistent. So
Right.
you're going to have all the small cell antennas lined up,
Okay.
right? So
Right.
that'll be we're going to have to monitor that.
Yeah. Because I was there last year, so I don't know.
Did you
I
see
didn't.
much?
No, and I didn't really feel anything. Maybe it wasn't turned on yet.
Yeah, so I think it's been deployed over the last year, a lot of it, eh?
Right.
So
I'm
they're
sure. I'm
going
sure it
they're
has.
going full ahead with it, Maria.
Well.
So that's something we're going to have to monitor.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can grow your own food. Yeah.
I suggest heirloom seeds so that you can save them. Saved seeds from vegetables.
Hmm.
Yeah, good idea.
I do. I've got a
Hmm.
garden and I'm
Nice.
extending it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Self-reliability,
Hmm.
independence. But you want to work with other people like today.
Yes.
So you don't want to isolate yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Look at that.
Hmm.
See, that's where they get the facial recognition pictures, eh? All the government photographs, passport, driver's
Mm.
license,
Mm.
they already
Hmm.
have a data of millions of photos
Sure.
to implement the system.
Yeah.
But this guy's going to say, no, I don't want my face scanned. They say, well, you don't get a license then, right?
Hmm.
And there's no right to privacy, so you can't claim that.
Hmm.
There we are. We're heading back to China, social credit score. We're forced into smart meters. There you
Hmm.
go.
Yep. It's funny. The other day, I heard that they're coming out with smart diapers.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the
See these.
yeah.
Oh my.
So
these
the
these are
mother
yeah.
knows when to change the diapers.
This
Wow.
should be yeah. Look at here, airplane mode. You should be using that whenever you're not using
Yep.
your phone.
Yep.
Obviously, shut your Wi-Fi off at night. I cover mine up. Mine's covered
Hmm.
up with a steel mesh garbage can, and it
Hmm.
blocks
Yep.
very very nicely.
You can use your EMF meter around your room, your bedroom. Make sure it's all clear, all green.
Yeah, yeah. He's right about this. Copper's huge. Copper's in so short supply, Maria, and it's connected to
Hmm.
the EV boom,
Hmm. Hmm.
the EV batteries. So copper is going crazy. But you can't buy. You're not going to store. You're not going to buy 1 ounce copper bars, right?
Hmm.
The best thing you can do is invest in copper mining companies.
Right. Right. Copper piping is good too. Copper plumbing is good.
Yeah, but you can only store so much, Maria.
Hmm. Now they're saying there's a shortage on aluminum. Did you hear that?
No, it doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
Yeah. Wonder what they're
Yeah.
going to use the
So
aluminum
people
for.
people are connecting the dots. Look, housing bubble. There's bubbles everywhere. It's all inflated.
Mm-hmm.
So people need to be aware of this.
Yep.
I don't understand that. Look at this, Maria.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's you're never going to hear that in the mainstream news.
Nope.
Yeah, look at this. This is what we've been documenting. See that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen cameras go up everywhere, surveillance cameras.
Yep. They're up at every major intersection in Vancouver.
And these aren't traffic control cameras. These are actually public surveillance cameras. There's a difference. Maria?
Yeah, they've got the bowl, the glass bowl look.
Yeah, but you see that they're different, like because where I've been documenting them, there's already traffic control cameras, and this
Yeah.
is an additional camera. It's
Do,
public
do,
surveillance.
do you think the role? Do you think the purpose is to catch people running lights? That's not the purpose of
No,
it.
no, I think it's bigger than that. It's just public surveillance. They're watching, and they can use it for some good, Maria. They can maybe
Mm-hmm.
there's a criminal
Yeah.
event in that area, but
Yeah.
it's evading our privacy, right?
To reduce
And
crime. Yeah. Yeah.
you also need to ask, what's coming next?
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to justify for it next?
Mm-hmm.
They're already doing mass dragnet surveillance, right?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Hmm.
Wow.
I'm not on there.
Look at that. Yeah, he's right. Steven's right about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here's this another ingredient is RAMG. Look, Maria, do you know about this?
Yeah. 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 It's yeah. I read about it.
Can you
It look-
summarize it?
I probably I'll let you do it. Do you know? I mean, I don't want to really summarize it until I'm referring to a specific study information on it, but I have read about it.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
basically it's alternating the genetic makeup of a person, right?
the DNA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we know this. They're coming out with those telecommunication satellites, Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that. They're totally right. Your mannerisms, how you walk. It's not just your face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, look at that. Unbelievable. And see Cisco, eh? There's a lot of Western companies in China building this.
Mm-hmm.
So Maria, do you have any closing comments? We're gonna close this down for tonight. We've been going for a while.
Yeah. No, I think I'm good. Yeah, no, I think it's been a very interesting session. Learn lots. Good to interact with everybody. Have questions
Yeah.
and so on. Yeah, it's
Here's another aspect of it, voice recognition.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's also
Yeah.
there's fingerprint scanning and all that.
Yeah.
And some of this is convenient and good, but
Mm-hmm.
where's it leading to? We got to ask,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Greta, do you have any closing comments?
I believe we have to oppose all of this. If it means going out on the street, I have actually gone on rallies. Um, people need to be visible. The ones who, I guess, the people who know need to be visible about the dab and all of what's going on.
Maria, do you know about this?
Horseshoe crab. I haven't heard that one.
Okay. So I think the consensus tonight, Greta, Maria, is that we need to keep fighting.
Yeah.
And let's, we're learning from each other every today, so we have to keep that up. You can't go into your own little bubble,
No.
Yeah.
isolated. That's not, we have to work together.
Yes. Yeah.
So I want to thank everyone for contributing. We got a lot of good ideas out here, and we look forward to the next one. We have some great dialogues planned coming up. We want to thank everyone for contributing tonight. Stay strong, stay independent, and stay connected to those who you trust.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Good
Good
night,
night.
everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.